And I'll just move the comments over. So we're going to start off. Sit up nice and tall, shoulders packed. Take a breath in and just slow. Tap and in, tap and in. Whoa. And tap. Come on, up. Tap. And elbows. Oh. Last one. Take a breath in and march. Keep a little march going. We're going down half time, heels out and in, out and in. Heels, keep going. I'm just going to move the other camera. Heels out, in. Heel lifts and down, that's better, up and down, down. Toe lifts, up, down, down. One of each, heels, toes. And if you're standing, you can just do it a little bit quicker and single toe. Last one, slow. March it out. If you want to go a little bit slower, a half-time march, that's okay. One leg, heel, toe. Now really flex and extend the ankle. Change the leg. Heel, toe. Really warm the ankles up. Take hold of that imaginary ball, circle the shoulders. Back the other way, circle, circle, circle. Figure of 8, just sway across. Sway across the waist. If you're standing, feet apart. Back to the circle, shoulders up, lovely. Change direction, round and round. Figure of 8, cross, cross. Lovely. 4, 3, 2, 1, come to the centre. Push the swing, 1 foot forward and back, no feet. 1 foot forward, no feet. Push, small, big. And again, so you've got 1 foot, push, come back, small, big, small, big, last one. And then we just come back. Tap the toes, either fast pace or half pace. Doesn't matter which one you do, as long as you get a nice point on the toe. March, slow or speed, tummies gently in, slow or fast march. Bring it down and breathe. Well done. Shoulders back. Up and down. Just lift. And down. Up. Change the shoulders. Up, down. You can do a smaller movement. See how your shoulders are feeling this morning. Up or down. Give me one of each. Up and up. 2 more. And then circle round. circle, nice and slow, circle. Single shoulder, just lift, up and down, and down. Bigger circle. And again. Hand come in and out. Take it in, out, in, out. You can do a little lift in the body. Out. Take it in. If you're standing, feet across. Change hands. In, out. Take the head. Change. In, out. Push. Good. Change. In, out. Sit up nice and tall. Last one. Tap the ankles. Now if you're standing, you might want to do one and one. Single knee lift. We're going to go up, down. Whoop. Straight leg to the front, just out, in. If you're standing, not too high. You're still warming the muscle. Single knee. Up the hands a little bit higher. Straight leg out. Ooh, Oscar. Come on out of the way. Knee lift, opposite hand. One hand, a little bit higher. Straight leg. Go. Two more. Now we're going to go 3, 2, 1, in. Small, 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 in. The knee stays over the ankle. In. Out, 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 in, out, out, in, out, elbow, out. So we've got elbow, 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 in. March. Slow march with bigger arms, or faster march with low hands. Good. Somewhere in the middle, just march. Circle the shoulders, circle, and up, circle, and again, circle. One more, circle. We're going to reach down to the side. Up. Just soft reach. Reach, and come to centre, pull back. Now this time just the elbows, hands stay into the front, squeeze the shoulders, and one in, round, and down, in, and round, squeeze, in, and over the top, squeeze, in, over the top, in, over the top, squeeze. Last one, over. If that's too much, remember, you just go in front of the forehead. Shake it out. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Lift in. The knee stays over the foot. Lift in. 1, 2, 3. Lift in. Out, out, out. With the elbow. 1, 2, 3. Come in. 1, 2, 3. Come in. 1, 2. Oh, come in. 1. It's hard to get it all coordinated. Knee out for 3, 2, 1. Come in. 3, 2, 1. And rest. Slow march or fast march. Good. Lift both heels. Do, 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 do. And the toes. Okay, so we're going to go into a little cha-cha now and a little mambo. So march. We're going to start off with just out, in for 6 beats. Feet down, sit up tall. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out and in, out and in. Out and in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to go into a moment. One coming out to the side, one coming front. Get the brains in gear. Are we ready after this one? One out, one forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ba, ba, do, do, do. March it out. Now give me a little wiggle. March it out. Give it a little wiggle in the waist. Other leg forward on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now just forward and back. Forward, back. Forward, tap behind. Stay on one leg still. Forward, tap, forward. Now lift the body from the core, change legs. Forward, tap behind. Tap behind. Tap behind. Now we're going to go out to the side and cha-cha-cha. 1 and. Cha-cha-cha. Out. Cha-cha-cha. 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 2 more. And just rest. Breathe. Now if we can put that all together, we'll have a little routine. Forward, 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 forward. Forward side, forward side. And your little mambo then, the cha-cha. Okay, are we ready? Here we go. So, 1, 2. Now sit up tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last one here. Out and forward. So 1 to the side. Again. Change legs. Now just a mambo. Forward and back. Woo. Change the leg. Mambo. Out for the cha-cha. 1 and cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha, that's it. March. Can we go again? Doesn't matter which leg you're on. Forget rights and lefts. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do 2 more. 1, 2, 3. Now one leg forward, one to the side. Change the legs. Mambo, either leg, just forward and back. Sit up nice and tall, don't forget to move the arms. Change the legs. Ready? Out for the cha-cha. 1 and 2 and. March here. Good. Breathe. And out. Arch the shoulders. Wrap around. Sit up. We're going to go one more time while we've got the track. 4, 5, 6. 1. One more. One of each, forward side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Change the side. One leg, Mando. Change the leg. Bring it out for the cha-cha. Tummy's in. Now stay with this move. If you don't want a cha-cha, just out, pause. 8 more. 1 and cha-cha-cha. Not too wide. Keep that foot under the knee. 2 more. And rest. Slow march. Sit back in your chair. Just tap the toe. Have a breather. Bit chesty this morning. Hello. Where's the put your head on? Get out for a walk. And shake it out. Shake it out. And rest it there. Well done. Stay there for me. Okay, well done. Oh, no. Come on. Are you going out? There's your ball. Sorry, folks. Right. Now, the next thing we're going to do is our 30... That was a bad mistake. 30 seconds of sit to stand. Now, there's a campaign going on by the Move It or Lose It organisation called Stand Up for the NHS. And I'm going to send the link out. People who come to my regular Thursday Move It or Lose It class, we always do the sit to stand. We normally do it like this, with hands up here, those who can. All the way up, all the way down. When we bring the link out, they're now doing it with a little bit easier movement for the hands, because that is easier. So today we're going to do the easy version. Hey! You're going to have 30 seconds. Make sure you've got a chair. If you're doing the standing version, squats please, safe squats. So you do as many as you can properly with good technique, no half measures. So, are we ready? I'll give you a 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. So you've got 30 seconds. Now I'm just going to do a few to get you going. And then I'm going to stop because I want you to go at your own pace. So you carry on now. I'm just going up and down at your own pace. It's a brilliant exercise. I'm going to put it out on my newsletter, this link with everything. You've only got a few seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Good stuff. Shake it out. Now, I want you to have a sip of water if you need one. And then we're going to go on to the second half of the class, which is the seated Pilates. So have a sip of water if you want. Have your cans ready, but you won't need them straight away. Good stuff. Breathe. Good. A little bit of water. I'm going to change the music over to something a bit quieter now. Good stuff. Here we go. Right. Now, for those who've never done Pilates, I mean, mainly it's exercise, but it focuses on control of the centre. As you get into it, it uses the breath to help you to get the movements right. But it's really about developing strength and control and balance. It will help with backache, because often we overdevelop the muscles at the front and we don't develop the muscles at the back enough. so the back gets quite weak. So for today, we're just going to sit up nice and tall. Now, it's quite important that you don't lean back in the chair for this. You need to be using your own support. You need to be using your back muscles. Now, for some people I know as we get older, that's going to be difficult. If you are going to sit back in the chair, sit up tall. Try and have a little cushion into the back so that you are actually sitting up tall. So you're still not slouching back. So if you do need the back support, use it, but still sit up tall. But if you can, sit or stand just here. Well done. So let's just think about posture. Shoulders down, crown of the head up to the ceiling. Now we talk about bringing the belly button towards the spine. So we have a front to back connection. So just pull the belly button in, little way, not all the way, not too tight. Yeah. And we also talk about having a rib to hip connection. So we just bring the ribs slightly forward or bringing the tummy slightly back. So you've got this nice connection here and front to back. Good. Now relax the hands down by the side of the body. While we're doing all the exercises, I just want you to really focus on keeping this posture. That's the most important thing. Feet need to be on the floor, so if you are on the shorter side, you might need a little block under your feet to keep them at the right angle. You don't want to be up on your toes. You need flat feet, so make sure you're at the right angle. Okay, so keeping that tummy nice and still, we just lift one hand up and down. Good. And then the other. So while we're doing any movements with the hands, the arms, the feet, the legs, the head, the neck, we are trying to keep this stability in the core. So I'm not letting myself lean back. There's no rocking. But it's a nice, it's not a tight, like trying to do a big crunch or a big sit up or anything. It's a nice control. Not going to worry about trying to do any particular breathing patterns today. I want you to think about posture and maintaining that center control. Okay. Now next time we're going to come up and out. So we come up to the shoulder, open, come back and down. Come up, out, and down, lovely. Come up. Now all the moves we're doing today, you would do if you were lying on the floor. So if you were lying down doing the Pilates, these moves are the same moves. They're not altered, they're not made easier. We're just doing them seated, because a lot of people don't like working on the floor. As you get older, if you lose fatty tissue around the joints, lying on the floor can be very painful. If you've got sort of arthritis and other joint problems, again, it can be uncomfortable on the floor. So doing these exercises standing or seated is brilliant. Doing them seated for today, and I like the seated ones, it really helps you to focus on this control. I hope you're starting to think, yeah, I've got to hold my body here now. One more either side. Just a gentle squeeze back into the shoulders. Coming forward and down. Good stuff. Roll and then just relax. Have a little wiggle, come out of that control. Breathe in. Breathe out. Tummies gently in again, front to back, rib to hip. Nice length between the ears here. Now this is slightly harder, so make sure now that your knees are over the ankles. Hands down by the side, just lift one knee and down. Lift. Now, your body is naturally going to want to do that, but try not to let it. So even if you just lift a small way, try to keep lifted out of the hips. Lift. Good. Now if you was on the floor, you'd be coming, these legs are in the tabletop position, aren't they? They would be up over the hips as they are now in front of the hips. And you'd be doing a little knee pulling, keeping this tummy flat. On the floor, this is actually a bit easier because your back is supported. Here, you've got to really use these muscles. So we're going to have lots of little breaks because your muscles aren't used to sitting up like this. One last one. And relax. Well done. Have a little wiggle. Breathe in. Breathe out. Tummy's in tight. Rib to hip. Now we're going to do opposite knee, opposite hand. Just lift and down. Lift and down. I must get a better chair because this chair is the most uncomfortable. They all need new padding. They're ancient. They're all broken in the seats. So my behind is sinking into the chair, which is not ideal. Good. I hope you've got a better chair than I have for this. I'll find a better one. I think actually I've got a nice one down in the shed. I'll go and have a little investigation. Keep that control and rest. Push into the heels and we're going to just stand up. Have a little wiggle. Just make sure you've got good circulation going through the legs because you've been sitting quite a long time now. Little march on the spot and then tummy's in. Make sure the chair's behind you and slowly sit down. Good. Again, adjust your position. Well done. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now this time we're going to bring one hand up. We're going to bring the hand up. The elbow stays where it was. We open to do the chest. Come back and down. In line with the shoulder, hand up, elbow, come back. Remember, we want to focus here. We want good posture. Come in, change hands, well done. Connect, up, bend, open. Now I've got one shoulder that moves slightly differently to the other. Most people have had so many things with their shoulders over the years, carrying children on one hip, carrying baskets of washing on one hip, that you will find you're not fully aligned the same, and this will help with that because you're trying to do exactly the same moves on both sides of the body. So it's brilliant for realigning and making you aware where things don't quite move as you might want them to. Are you still connected here? That's really important. Last one. And relax, well done. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, we're just going to pull the belly button in until we feel the body comes over, and then we slowly sit up. So I want to pull in, and you'll get to a point where you think, oh yeah, my ribs are coming over. I'm exaggerating a bit so you can see what it feels like, and back to normal. Pull in, and then come slightly over, round the shoulders, sit up, one last time, pull in and come back, sit up. Now I want you to get hold of your hands if you're using them. If they're on the floor, don't just reach over and pull you back, make sure you pick them up carefully. Because although they're only a lightweight, that's often when people hurt their backs, reaching for something in an awkward position. So make sure your body is back where it was. You've got the connection front to back, rib to hip. Shoulders are down. holding the cans. So we're just going to repeat everything that we did, but now with the added weight. So we just lift and down. So it's nice and slow. Now I'm going to keep my hands here because this chair is taking my hands out of alignment. If I go to the side of the chair, they're too wide with the cans. So make sure they just come down by the side of your leg. Good. Are you aware of having to sit up a bit taller, holding the core muscles in and using your back muscles, because we're not leaning back. Even if you're sitting back, you've got a cushion in the back so you can sit up nice and tall. Up and out. Lovely controlled movement. Good. Breathe in and out. Breathe in. So if you want to use the breath, out on the effort there, in as you come back, out. Good. Lift. Last one. And now we're going to try both together. So hold, open, come back. One more. Well done. Now just rest one hand on the leg, hold the can. So this is now going to be our bent arm. So take a breath in, breathe out, connect the tummy button. Hold, bend, open. Try to keep the elbow more or less at 90 degrees when it's bent. So lift, bend, open, and down. Lift, open. Last one, and relax. Now before we start again, just relax the shoulders, have a little bit of a movement, good. And then back into position, tummies in, support the back if you need to, sit up tall, other hand, straight up, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. This shoulder doesn't want to play ball today much. So lift, bend 90 degrees, open, it's better, come in and down, good, lift, 90 degrees, open, come back, straighten, down, one more, lift. This is really going to work on the posture around the shoulders. And relax. Well done. Shoulders round. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Now, this time turn the cans towards me. So you've got palms towards me, thumbs on top of your weight. If you're not using a weight, you're just making a fist in the same position. Now we're going to start with one lifted and then we're just going to slowly swap over. So just watch if you're not sure. So I'm going to start with here. Pull that tummy and get the connection. We are just going to swap. 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 Now if you want to go a little bit higher, just make sure you don't start lifting the shoulders. You can swap at the shoulders. You can go all the way up. You can come here and you swap. But watch the connection. Once you go higher, it will be tempting for the body just to let go of the middle. So I'm happy if we just swap here and don't go higher than the shoulder, because that, if you're new to it, you'll be all right with. But some of you have been doing all these things for a while, so I want you to judge for yourself where you can take these to. This is the last one. Come back to centre with both of them and relax in. Well done. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, bring the feet slightly apart. We're just going to have a rest for the neck. Bring the elbows on and just rest. Look down towards the floor. Just rest the head, rest the shoulders. I'm not dropping the head all the way down. I'm just looking at the floor. Just give those shoulders a rest. Breathe in, sit up. Well done. Pop the cans now back on the floor. Well done. And you'll feel so light once you take this weight off. Come forward in the chair now. We're going to take one knee out to the side and back in. We're going to do it 4 times, so you can just focus on this one leg. But I want the knee, as ever, to stay over the foot. Still keeping that connection, keeping everything forward, and rest. Other knee. Take it out. Oh, that was a big crack. And in. Crunch in the hip, 2. Good. Keep that posture, 3, 4, and come back. Sit up nice and tall. Now this time when we take the knee out, we're going to work across the body. So as the knee comes out, the opposite hand is coming out. Now, if you were doing this on the floor, as I said, these legs now would be either in tabletop, or you'd have the feet close to the bottom and you'd be doing a knee drop. So it's a very similar move. It's about working into the hip for stability, and here. Last one, and relax, change. I'm just putting my hand there to get it out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. Good. 2. Three. Oops. 4. Good. And rest down. Take a breath in. Relax the tummy. Stretch out. Relax. Good. Breathe in. Relax the tummy. Stretch out. One more. Breathe in. Out. Stay at the front of the chair. One foot under the knee, the other ankle out. Sit up tall. Pull that toe towards you. So it's stretching into the back of the calf. Shoulders down. Take the hands behind the back if you can, or just onto the hip. Shoulders back. Stretching the calf, opening the shoulders. Relax the arms first. Relax the foot. Take it slowly, side to side. And then bring it back in, lovely. Other foot, sit up tall. Bring that foot towards you. This time, hands up here. And just squeeze and tap. Keep that toe pulled in. Good. Last one with the arms. Relax the arms down. Keep that toe pulled in. And let go. Side to side. This just helps to relax the ankle, gives the hip a bit of movement. Come into centre, well done. Back to the first leg. Sit up. Now from here, we bend from here, not here. So just keep the fingers in that groin. Squash the fingers. Make sure you're bending from there. Rest on the supporting leg. You should feel that stretch come back up into the hamstring. If you're standing, one foot forward, bending forward onto supporting leg. Try not to grab here. Pull the tummy in, sit up tall, relax the leg, just march it through. Other leg, sit up tall and come forward. Keep that back nice and long. And slowly come up and shake it out. Now I'm going to come slightly back in the chair now. I'm going to arch the back. So I'll show you from stay where you are, but from the side, we're sitting up tall. Bring the hands across the knees and down. Drop the head. Arch the back so you've got this nice stretch going on. Stay where you are, put hands on the right knees, push onto the knees, push the back up. So you're not lifting from a bent position. We'll do that one again. So we start off there, but we end up coming back to here. Hands across, round down. Swap the hands back to normal, push up, keep looking at the floor. Now you get a chance to sit back in the chair and just relax. Just stay there for a moment. I want everything now to be supported and just let go of the tummy, let go of the shoulders. If you can, close your eyes for a moment or two. If you're not happy with the eyes closed, just look down. Focus on something that you can see and just look at one thing. And then just bring your attention back to the room. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Oh, how does that feel, folks? Are you feeling refreshed, restored and ready for the rest of the day? I hope so. I hope you've enjoyed that. It's nice to do something a little bit different, isn't it? Not just doing the same exercises every day. Oops, sorry folks. Oh, there we go. How are we doing? How did we get on with that one? I hope that was good. Hope you enjoyed that YouTube, folks. See you soon.